Good morning. Hello, hello. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. I'm just getting my feed working here. There we go. Sorry, it takes me a minute to get everything working right, looking right. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Roseanne. Thanks for popping in, Wendy. I just need to see that my feed is catching up with me here. Sorry for the delay. Roseanne, have you melted yet? I saw that you broke a record heat. There we go. Now we're getting there. Hi, Trish. Good to see you again. Give it another minute here. Moment. Okay, so what's being crooked? Is it the phone? Is it the paper? Well, it doesn't matter. You can see, right? That was a bit better. Okay, so today I thought I would play around a bit with Beautiful Friendship, which is new this year in the annual catalog. Again, you may have noticed a trend. I've not finished, but having been thoroughly captivated by all the big product suites, I've now gone back and picked out some stamp sets that don't have a full suite of product. Either are individual stamp sets like this one, or maybe have a coordinating punch or dies, but are not, bundled with embellishments and ribbons and designer series paper. But these are really, really pretty, and this one is flat out gorgeous. It's one of the distinctive stamp sets, which is Stampin' Up's, although it's not labeled that way, but so maybe it's not actually distinctive, it's just watercolory. But I don't know if you can see on here, it's got on their graphics, it's got a lot of hatch marks in it, so it gives it the image a lot of depth and sort of watercolor-y. Anyhow, here's a card that I made yesterday with it, and I think it's really, really pretty. I'm looking to see how much detail you can see, and I'll go ahead and lift it up here, and see if I can do something so you're not always seeing my shirt. There we go. So on this one, I stamped the really large flower image with So Saffron, and that would be the large, I don't know if they're peonies or roses, and then the hydrangea type flower, that's inked in Highland Heather. Sorry, still working out my head here. Highland Heather, and then I took I'll show you real fast. Once I'd inked the stamp in Highland Heather, I took my balmy blue marker and I just thumped it all over the flower to get the blue speckles there, because hydrangeas, they're blue unless you feed them is it acid, to get them to turn purple. So that's how I got that effect, a little bit of the blue still shining through. And then this is Grapefruit Grove, and the green leaves are Pear Pizzazz, and then that's Gorgeous Grape. And then I did the sentiment also in Gorgeous Grape, and I wound up doing that on my Stamparatus because I wanted to be sure that I got, even though this is Whisper White and it's very smooth, I wanted to be able to stamp it multiple times to get it really dark since it was going right on top there. And that worked really, really well, to be able to do that. And I think I'm going to put Stampin' Up! Is doing their year of simple stamping, and the challenge this month is to do just stamps, paper, and ink. So when I put that up, I'm going to hashtag it with Simple Stampin' and see if Stampin' Up! Notices it at all. But I'm not sure how simple it really qualifies. I did mask some of the leaves when I added some flowers, but technicalities. Anyhow, that's what I did. I also played a little bit with stamping it on watercolor paper because I wanted to see what would happen. And this, I just stamped a couple of the roses in So Saffron, and then some of the leaves in Pear Pizzazz. I was really just playing. Trying to get a good picture for you. Maybe a little less light. And then, hi Beck and Karen. This one, I spritzed a little bit of water on it because I was kind of curious to see what it would do. And you can see a little bit here where it kind of pooled up and smeared a little bit. And I decided I didn't really want to do that too much, that I liked the texture that was built into the stamps already. So I didn't spritz any more water, but we're going to play with that a little bit today. I also wanted to take just a moment. That was a scrap of the watercolor paper that Stampin' Up! Used to carry, and I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see on the video. This is the one that we used to carry, watercolor paper, and it's got a lot of texture in it. Yeah, you can see that pretty well, especially when I don't have the light so strongly on it. And then this is the new Fluid 100, which is still thick, and my understanding, I haven't played with it, is that it handles water really, really well, but it's not quite so textured, so it should be a little bit easier to stamp on. That's one of the places that we would use the Stamparatus to be able to stamp multiple times, especially sentiments, because they were hard to get on there. So I'm looking forward to playing with that. But in fact, for my play, one of my plays this morning, I did actually cut up a scrap of the old one. So we'll give that a bit of a play here. So I have a card idea, and I've prepped pieces for it. Because this is a photopolymer stamp, I am bringing in my mat to add some cushioning to the images. And I've decided for this one I'm going to do some pretty deep tones. So I've got Night of Navy, Garden Green, Crushed Curry, and Calypso Coral. And I haven't really given a lot of thought to which images I'm using with each of these, so bear with me. I think that's going to go with that one. Well, I've kind of figured this out. So this is the crushed curry, and I'm gonna put that on kind of down there, I think. And I'm holding it in place and rubbing. I just want to give that ink a chance to soak into that watercolor paper. Yeah. So for my friends in Australia, I've got a friend or two in Arizona, the US, watching, and they've just set a new record high temperature. What, 113, 114 did you get to, Roseanne? Which is about, I think about 10 degrees Fahrenheit above normal for this time of year. So once you get over 110, it just is a whole new level of gross, in my opinion. So this again is Calypso Coral, and I'll add a few of these in here. And like I said, I haven't really planned placement of things here. I may need another color. We'll see. Let's do a couple leaves before we get too far. 114. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So this is the garden green with some leaves. Do some here. Just kind of building as I go. We'll get one of these going here. Yeah, I'm just thinking about whether I want to do any more. Hi, Sarah. We were just talking about how hot it is there today. But I was thinking about using some of this ribbon in here. Yeah. Okay, I think I know what I want to add, if it works. Whoops, need that. Here's my stamp set. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know if these are, I don't think these are actually distinctive. I think they're just kind of a watercolor look upon further reflection, but I don't know. So I think this is designed to go in there. And this one to go in there. Yeah, that may do it. 45 Celsius, yeah. Yeah, it Beck, I agree. It's the I don't mind the cooler temperatures at all. I could do without some of the wind that we've been having because it's just very noisy in my apartment when the wind is high. Still haven't gotten the wind noise fixed in the window in my craft room. So I actually have a window open in my craft room right now so that so that it's not howling like we're in gale force winds or something. But yeah. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. So if that goes on there, and maybe some of this. Around here. So this background piece I stamped with the Crackle Paint stamp set or background stamp, and that's in Smoky Slate. And then this Happy Day sentiment is out of Itty Bitty Birthdays, which is another one that is new to me and new in this annual catalog. Because I think it's nice to just add a little something. Okay, so let's get that on there. You all know I love my Scotch tape for this. So I don't know if you've been following along on my blog. I've been posting the cards we did in my class. I had one session on Saturday and one yesterday afternoon. Been doing masculine cards for Father's Day. That's an adjustment I've had to make with Australia, since we usually do Father's Day. Well, in the U.S., Father's Day is in June, and here it's in September. Yeah, I'm going to like that. I think I'm going to pop that up. But that was a fun challenge to come up with a wide range of masculine cards. And all the ones I did, they can be used for either Father's Day or birthday or just 'cause, depending on how you sentiment them or if you sentiment them. I like it just like that. I'm trying to decide. Should we add the sentiment? What I'd probably do is go ahead and snip that off. Be nice if I could do it straight. What do you think, ladies? With or without? Is it focusing in the right place? Here you go. I got crickets. Width. Okay. And I think no more of that. Should I pop it up too? Oh, these decisions. Yeah. Hey, Pauline. I hope you're feeling better. Miss seeing you around. Yeah, there we go. I could add a couple rhinestones in there, but I don't think that's needed. I like that. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside. And then give me a moment to get some things out of the way here. And we'll be ready for the next one. Okay. So, this one I've prepped. Decided when I did my faux distress, what was it? Faux oxide ink, distress ink. Now I'm like Kylie. I can't remember exactly what they're called. Anyway, when I did that faux distress oxide ink live, I used these colors to make one of those background panels. And I thought, well, you know, instead of just, let's see what happens. I've seen a couple examples on Pinterest where they've done things with this. And you can see here, I've masked off the center of this panel. This is just painter's tape for delicate surfaces, and to really make sure it doesn't stick to my cardstock, I pounced the strips against my jeans a couple times so that you can see all the dark lint there. But I'm curious to see how this goes. So this one is Sahara Sand. And again, I'm building up with this one. Oh, I don't have my pad down, but I think it's going to be okay because let's be sure. Having several layers of grid paper underneath does help, but let's do a little more insurance. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of thinking while I'm stamping here about what colors, what should I do next? So this one's crumb cake. And I'm really doing basically symmetrical here. You can see this, well, I don't know if you can or not. I'll bring it up again. This ink pad is a bit juicier, and it has filled in some of the hash markings on there. So what you can do if you find you've got a pretty juicy pad is I usually use a plastic spoon, but I'm not actually going to do it. but use a plastic spoon or your bone folder to push the ink down to one end, and get a little bit of a drier surface at one end. And then if you need to, you can always push the ink back up, for different projects. And that helps keep all of that hatching in the stamps from filling up too much with ink, so you get that detail. I'm going to try adding in some of this detail. This is gray granite, so these are just kind of all neutral shades. I think I'm going to do some leaves in that too. And then for a little pop of color, this gonna try that again. This is Blushing Bride and that gray granite, but excuse me one second. I'll try adding the gray granite with a marker instead of trying to get it on the pad. That'll work better. Don't really want pink stems, so we'll just color in the stems with the gray granite. Or perhaps even just not have the stems. Just that little touch of color. See how that goes. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there. Close up these ink pads. People still with me? Let's go for the reveal here. Yep. And I went ahead and I think that's going to be positioned in the right place. This is out of Rooted in Nature. I'm going to see. Yeah, that still looks pretty good. Just trying to figure out which color think the crumb cake, which is what those roses are in. I'm not really worried about having to re-ink it. I just wanted to be able to get it pre-positioned so it was straight and I didn't have to worry about that with you guys. Okay, so now I just need to grab some stuff to mount that up. I'll be right back. Sorry, coming. I got most of my stuff prepped for today. So, trimmer. We got word in our weekly demonstrator newsletter that Stampin' Up's new trimmer is going to be available for demonstrators before the end of 2019, which is great news. Okay, that I'm happy with. Now the question is, what do you think, crumb cake or gray granite? I think the crumb cake. Yeah. Yeah, I started to worry that this space I had made it too wide, but I think it works. See, Beck, we're in agreement. So, just thinking if I want to add anything else before I get it all stuck down. Yeah, it does have an old-time sepia feel. I think this one maybe will. Okay, there we go. Always have trouble deciding where they should go. Don't you? Some people just seem to instinctively know, and I always struggle. That's for one more. There we go. I call you done. What do you think? Thanks, Karen. So those are the ones that I'd planned out for today. So I think maybe we're finished for today. I do want to remind people who are in the Melbourne area that I do run classes every month. I usually do 2 or more classes or events each month. And coming up on World Card Making Day on October 5th, that's Saturday the 5th, I'm having an open house where we're making lots and lots of cards, hopefully, to support the Royal Children's Hospital Foundation. They will be selling them in their gift shop and putting money towards research and patient care and all kinds of good things. So that's a free event. We're going to have door prizes and afternoon tea. Stampin' Up! Has sent me a huge box of materials to use in card making and to use for door prizes. So if you're in the area and can drop in, you should please do it. Hi, Beverly. And all the information for that is available on my website at nancysniftynotes.com. And yeah, so these are the 3 cards I've done now with this. Remembering this one is on watercolor paper, which just adds, I mean, they're all beautiful, but that watercolor paper really takes these images nicely, I think. So, yeah, let me know if you have any questions about anything. If you need a holiday catalog, I'm happy to send one to you if you're in Australia and you don't have a demonstrator you're working with. I'm happy to be your demonstrator. I can support anybody anywhere in Australia. If you're in the US and you need a demonstrator, I am happy to refer you to one of my friends there. And yeah, reach out to me anytime if you have questions. Other than that, I will see you same time, same place next week, 10 a.m. Melbourne time, Tuesday evening US time. And yeah, tune in. Thanks. Bye.